Yes, hello. Welcome to our safe place. Okay, this place is where we talk about how to cope. We talk about how to heal, and then we talk about any kind of information that helps us understand all the toxic relationships, all the narcissistic relationships, and all the difficult relationships. Okay, all for us living a happy life, creating an epic life, chasing our purpose, and nurturing the people that are looking up to us instead of having to fight all the time and having to trigger ourselves into bad situations and then having to regret whatever we decide. So that's why I want us to just get this information and apply it in our lives and see how far we can go. So today I want us to talk about this thing of you have someone that is really narcissistic in your life, and then you feel the need to call them out. And calling them out is more like talking or telling them to their face that they are narcissistic, that they are difficult, that they are toxic, that it's just not helping. Okay. Now I want you to just go with me, go with the flow here, so that we know if you ever call out a narcissistic person, what exactly do you expect? Do you expect they're going to change? Do you expect they're going to say, "Oh, so that is who I am, and then it's better, I really need to change"? Like, what are your expectations in the first place? So I really want us to go there in a bit and understand, because a narcissist will never change, and this is a fact. They will never change. So you calling them out is triggering you and is causing a lot more problems that we will say, but we have alternatives and we have things that we can actually do in our healing, in our coping, and in our understanding journey of a narcissist. So this is what I want us to talk about today. And I think whenever you call out a narcissist, it's usually a confirmation, because what's going to happen is going to be a quarrel, it's going to be a tantrum, it's going to be silent treatment, it's going to be stonewalling you, it's going to be, as in, something is going to happen, and then you're going to say, what did I expect? Okay, I should have known better than to involve him or to involve her or to involve them. Okay, so I want us to get that right. And the number one that I want us to talk about is the number one: don't just call them out. Okay, don't call them out. Instead, you have to know that you have a big decision to make. The moment you see that narcissistic tendencies and narcissistic patterns are at play in your relationship and in your marriage, then you have to know that, okay, I have big decisions to make. And so the decisions are, do I stay and create boundaries and stop engaging this person and just be a roommate and be a housemate and be a co-parenter with this person? What exactly do I do? Or if I have decisions to make, then it's possible that I might get to a point and I want to leave. What does that look like for me? What does this mean for me? Does it mean that I should take time to prepare myself? Does it mean that I should give myself a time frame? Does it mean that I should what exactly do I need to do? Now, number one, you don't call them out. You just have to know that you have big decisions to make, because calling them out is never going to change a thing. Let's go to number two. Now, when you talk about number two, is really pretty much taking time to understand, put all your energy into understanding what these patterns are, who these people are, and how they behave. So many people come to my social media platforms just to understand. Could be YouTube, could be Facebook, could be Twitter, Instagram, just to understand who are toxic people, who are narcissistic people, what do they do, what are the patterns, and how do I go about coping? How do I go about healing? How do I go about understanding them deeper? Okay, so when you have this information, this is not information for you to say, aha, finally, I have this information, so I am going to go to this person and I'm going to tell them off and tell them that this is who you are. You are toxic, you are a terrible person, you are a difficult person. I don't know where you grew up from and who grew you. This is not what we use this information for. What we do is we use this information to guide us in the decisions that we need to make. Because it's possible that right now you don't need to make that decision, but it's possible 6 months from now you'll need to make a decision, to take a stand, okay, and to take a side. Or maybe a year from now you'll need to make that decision. So just like we say, you are arming yourself. This information is like a weapon, not to fight, but to make sure that you make an informed and a sober decision. Okay, and this is why I love all the people that keep coming to me, whether in sessions, on phone sessions, online, and they just want to know that, you know what, I need a sense of clarity. I'm in such kind of a relationship. I'm in this kind of marriage. I don't know what to make of it. I know that I have limited information, but I need a sense of clarity. So we go on unpacking and unveiling and unveiling, and all the information, and putting it into its place and in perspective, until this person says, okay, so this is where I am, and I can cope, I can decide, and I can understand, so that I can equip myself to make a better decision. And I usually that is the most satisfying moment for me, to see people having a sense of clarity and a proper perspective to be able to make the decisions that they need to make about their marriages, about their relationships. And then number 3, let's talk about the Grayrock. I know that so many people in a way do not understand this kind of concept when working with narcissistic people. But when we talk about Grayrock, here I will break it down. This to me is not sharing the most important information. Or for example, you don't share your achievements because they are going to belittle you, and they're going to be dismissive, and attacking. You don't share your pains because then they're going to actually put you down even the more. So then you can't share your achievements, you can't share your pains when you are Grayrocking this person. That means you have to stick to superficial conversations like the weather. You have to talk about the football. You have to talk about what is happening in your surrounding, but you do not share any information about you. And I think this goes into, when you talk to the technical people, they call this firewalling. So when you talk about firewalling, they tell you, the technical people will tell you, this is preventing or not letting sensitive information in or out. Okay, you prevent the attack and you prevent your information seeping to go out. So that means that you really, really, really have to be very careful about the conversations that you have with a narcissistic person. Because remember, we usually arm them. So we give them the bullets, we give them the pistols, we give them the guns to fire at us, because we give them the important information or the sensitive information. So that means you can talk about anything. Talk about what you're going to eat, and even in that small talk and in that superficial talk, you still have fights, because they will always look for something to fight about. But if you take away the important information about your life and the sensitive information about your life, then they have no way of attacking you. They have no way of actually coming against you, belittling you, devaluing you, and being dismissive. They don't have a stand to base in order to attack. So you are protecting yourself in a way. What's the other alternative that we can think about? I'm thinking we can think about creating other important relationships, like soundboards or springboards of some sorts, from off which you can bounce back, off which you can get the support that you need. Because most of us have a mistake. We do the mistake of revolving all our happiness and our lives around a narcissistic person or a partner, whether that person is a partner or whether it's a parent, whether it's a father, a father, a mother, or siblings. There's a way they are, like, we make them our source of support. And so by doing, they hold the biggest cards, or they hold power to our lives. And remember, you cannot be supported by the same person that is hurting you. Do we understand that we cannot be supported from, from the same source of pain? So the same source of pain cannot relieve our pain. So this is what you have to do. Instead of calling them out and instead of telling them you are toxic, you are difficult, you are this, how about you try creating other important relationships as springboards and sounding boards that you can get all the support that you need, and so that you get a way of having people to help you. Now, if you find anyone that you tell your issues to, because this is what happens, narcissistic people have tendencies of going before us to talk to the people that we should have gotten support from, and then they turn them against us. Now, when someone is turned against you, please make sure that you count that person to also be what do they call them in police terms and law terms, like they are working with this person. They are working with this person to make sure that they devalue you, because once this person has been told, oh, this person is doing this, she does not want this relationship, she keeps wanting to go out, and then your friend, instead of actually supporting you or asking or to get the clarification, they are standing with the narcissist, or they are standing with your wife, your husband, your sibling, your mother, because a narcissist can be anyone, and they are trying to get against you. Then you firewall that person. That is where the firewall comes in. You protect your boundaries, and you're like, okay, no information crisscrosses. You don't bring in, it doesn't go out. And so I'm in a safe zone, and I'm trying to keep my sanity and my mental health together and intact and solid. And you deserve it. And you alone can actually do it, because some friends, let's state the fact, some friends are just not worth it, because most of them, once they are infiltrated by the narcissist, they will act in ways that totally go against you, and you will fail to understand, and you'll be like, but even my friend, yes, they are your friends. But some people accept just about any information without background check and without even ascertaining whether this information is really true or just not true. So I want us to look at that and be very, very careful. And the other thing I will talk about is radical acceptance. Now, I talk about this so many times in my therapy sessions with my clients, and even with different workshops. When we talk about radical acceptance, that means that at your core, you know, and you are convinced that these people are not about to change. Like that that relieves a lot of stress that you've been putting on yourself. You know, the stress of let me over deliver, let me over audition, let me do this. You never know if I put on if I lose weight, if I put on high heels, if I maybe if I get more money, if I we tend to overwork. But radical acceptance is taking that bold stand and saying, wait a minute, this person will never ever change. So if they're never ever going to change, that means whatever I do will not, or is never going to be, or should not be, to talk them into changing, because I have understood they're not going to change. So you are conserving your energy. You are reserving your energy. You are not going to waste your energy in a place where it's not going to be appreciated, and then in a place where no consequences, good consequences, or no positive consequences are actually going to come out of. So radical acceptance, you're like, now finally I have known that this person is like this, so I'm not going to waste my time, I'm not going to lift my finger, I'm not going to waste my energy, and I might as well be happy while I am doing this. Okay. And then the setting of boundaries is very crucial, very, very crucial. I believe that's self-explanatory. I don't need to explain the setting of boundaries. And then we usually talk about distractions, okay? You have to keep yourself busy. Keep yourself busy, as in find something to do. And this is where I welcome all of you and beseech you to find, as in to discover your purpose, to rediscover your purpose, to say yes to your purpose, whether that being that it's in baking, whether it's in coaching, in mentoring, in counseling, in public speaking, in writing, in as in what's in charity, what's that one thing that you can do and your heart just feels at peace, it's flooded with satisfaction, and you feel that this is in my control, this this here is in my control. Okay, I want you to do that. And if you don't know ways of how to do that, I welcome you to join my accelerated mentorship program. The accelerated mentorship program is actually to accelerate the process of knowing your purpose, your niche, the people you want to serve, and that is going to keep you busy. You are going to be a world changer. You're going to be a transformer. You're going to be a wisdom seeker and a freedom seeker. You're going to be a gladiator. You're going to be a unicorn. You are going to be a person that brings responses and answers to the world. And what a better place to be. Now, that is going to let your narcissistic either partner or sibling shrink in the background. Like they are never going to get your time of day. They are going to wish they were in your space. They are going to wish they knew what was happening in your life. And this you'll be saying, you know what? I know you exist. I know you're there. I've researched about you. I mean, I've done all these things, but I have firewalled you, and I am just continuing to find my purpose and say yes to my purpose and personal growth and looking good and investing in myself and creating solid relationships and knowing my priorities. And oh God, this all is going to help you cope, is going to help you heal, and is going to help you understand and have a deeper understanding of yourself and the so many things that are happening around you. And believe me, this is going to be one step to take you to your authenticity. And in some videos to come, I'm going to talk about authenticity, but I want to prepare you, because when you talk about authenticity, this is a person that lives in alignment with themselves and their values and their principles. And guess what? This is the only person that a narcissistic person can never get to. Actually, a narcissist fears a person that lives an authentic life. But how can you live an authentic life? That is the question. We will pick it up from there, and I will make sure that I give it to you so that you can learn to be authentic. You can learn to live in alignment with your values, with your purpose, with your calling. And guess what? You are going to be a force to reckon with. And you are going to be, so happy. You're going to burst forth and sing. And the narcissist in your life will never understand who you are anymore. They will chase, but they will never catch up. And that is what you want, to heal and to live a good life, and to even send off good vibes, and to be able to live in a better world and create a better world for other people. I love you. And please be sure to leave me a comment in the comment section and tell me, what do you think should be other alternatives to calling out a narcissist? Because we have known calling them out does not help. Okay, so that means we have to be able to do other things that help us on this journey. I love you.